Listen up. Do you want gear that works as hard as you do? Then I'm going to introduce you to Barbell Apparel. These guys at Barbell, they're not just making clothes, they're making a statement. How about to start with a lifetime guarantee? And yes, you heard me right. This is not just some flimsy promise. This is a commitment. Barbell's gear is built to move, it's built to last, and it's built for you. If something goes wrong, let's say your squat PR is too much for that seam, Barbell has got you covered. Repairs, replacements, no problem. Barbell will take care of it, no excuses. And here's the thing, bodies change. Maybe you're packing on muscle. Maybe you're leaning out. Whatever your journey, Barbell Apparel says, we got your back. If you need a new size, you will get a hassle-free exchange. No questions, no judgment. This is not just clothing. This is your partner in the grind. Their mission is simple. They want to fuel your fitness, help you break your own limits, and look cool while you're doing it. Barbell is built for the everyday athlete and backed for life. So if you're ready to gear up like a champion, go to Barbell Apparel or just click on the link below. Khamzat Chimaev has vowed to take the UFC title in 2025. Now, let's not get to, can he win the championship? Will he win the championship? Let's not do that. Let's take his undefeated record and let that uphold. Can we get him to the ring? Can we get him in the ring opposite the champion? That's going to be either Dricus or that's going to be Sean. Now, the one caveat, the one wrench that can be thrown into the plans of number one contender is what happens if the fight that we've got, what happens with the fight that's coming up is controversial or it's awesome. What if you, the public, demand a rematch? And we have always left that door open. From the time Dana White started in 2005, we've always left that door open until about the end of 2023. I mean, that is one thing in 2024 that we didn't deal with. Dana started announcing number one contenders clearly and ahead of time. Just off the top of my head, but that's where Nurmagomedov comes from. Well, as a matter of fact, we can back up on that. That's where Merab came from. Dana had already announced it. So no matter how great Cheeto and O'Malley was, like it didn't matter. It was going into Merab. Just for example, we got Tom Espinal, our interim champion. We got Jon Jones, our heavyweight champion. There's not like a debate of who's going to fight Tom or who's going to fight John. They're going to fight. So I'm just bringing this to you for example, that is one meaningful, identifiable change in business practice for about a year. For about a year, as we've had these very clear number one contenders. So I believe that we will follow suit. I believe that Chimaev, ahead of time, preemptively, will be named the number one contender. Now, the reason this becomes relevant, Dricus and Sean were never supposed to fight in the first place. Like your memory is not remembering that correctly. As a matter of fact, it was supposed to be Chimaev in the next title fight. Oh, by the way, the champion was supposed to be Izzy. Oh, by the way, when Izzy got upset and it became Strickland, it was offered to be Izzy Strickland, pulled the double cross on Chimaev. Chimaev gets thrown out of the whole damn thing. Izzy ends up passing for whatever reason. You got Dricus and Sean. Dricus and Sean goes out. It ends up to be controversial and awesome. And here we are a year later, a year in the making rematch to a fight that was never supposed to be scheduled. I mean, do you see how things can change quickly? Do you see how they can change very quickly? So just imagine, which probably isn't hard for you to do, that Sean Strickland gets his title back. Well, how does he do it? What's that fight look like? Is it anywhere near the controversy or action or surprise of wow factor of the first one? Because if it is, history says we go to the trilogy, doesn't it? But at the same time, how many times do you want to put the same guys out there doing the same thing regardless of outcome and not spread opportunity amongst the fans visually to see, amongst the fighters in the locker room to keep motivation? So let's say that we do attempt to follow the business plan of 2024, which was we announced Chimaev ahead of time. Problem with that is, according to rumor and Chimaev himself, he has travel issues. And don't try to be the smart guy in the room that corrects me and tells me what Chimaev said based on the outcome of the U.S. election, which is now behind. Please don't do that. If he's got travel issues and those were in fact the problem before, he's got travel issues and those are in fact the problem now. I just don't know that that was ever true. I don't know about that. It's the second time that this rumor came up on Chimaev. The first time, and I got to pat myself, I'm the one that broke that it wasn't true. We were told that he couldn't get into America. I go out to the PI and I'm standing there watching Latifa and Chimaev work out. I make an Instagram video. It's the number one Instagram video I've ever did. I said, hey, have you heard the rumor about Chimaev? Here's somebody that might know. And I turn it and it's Chimaev. So this rumor has now come up again. And a bigger question is, right, Chimaev has lofty goals, is what the headline says. Chimaev's vows to win the championship in 2025. Let's back up from there. Can he get the match? And I would have to think yes. I would not think somebody could be named a number one contender if there was an intent to make good on that. Chimaev has not only been named the number one contender. That came when he beat Kamaru Usman. Chimaev has been named the number one contender for a second time. That came when he beat Whitaker. I say yes. I think he does get the opportunity. And as far as a lofty goal, this is what the headline said. Chimaev vows. Chimaev's lofty goal, he vows to win the championship in 2025. On average, you get 3 fights a year. The fact that 2025 just started, we're going to see Chimaev 3 times. Now, by Chimaev's own standard, right? Depends what pocket of his career you're looking at. But if Chimaev's to make that walk one more time, I think it's for the title. If you tell me he's going to make that walk 2 more times, now I'm really sure it's going to be for a title. And if you told me we've got an entire year and 3 times, I can't imagine a scenario where Chimaev does not get a shot at the title. So I love the headline. But is it really that lofty of a goal? I think with the experience and the success of Chimaev, in many ways it's expected.